Hey guys, Ryan here. So this is something that got left on the cutting room floor of that last video about Metacritic. It felt like it took away from the point I was trying to make in the video, and it shifted the lens from me as an audience member to me as a critic, which wasn't what I was trying to get at there, but I think it's still something that's worth talking about. I talked a lot in that video about the importance of finding critics who share your tastes and values, but what I didn't take the time to explore much was the responsibility of critics themselves. Most notably, making their tastes and values easier to find out. To see what I'm talking about, let's look at one of the critics I mentioned in the video, Jim Sterling. I love Jim, and I love his taste in games, but it took me a long time to figure out what that taste in games was. Even now I speak with a bit of hesitance because I'm not sure I do actually know what his taste in games is because he's never actually told me what it is. But judging by his reviews, YouTube content, and top 10s, this is kind of what I can figure out. He prefers games that have some sense of narrative that grant some kind of tone or atmosphere. Horror games and RPGs seem to be his favorite genres, though he does have a soft spot for experimental indie games that aren't taking the piss. He's good at games, but he's no speedrunner or comp level player. If I had to guess, I'd say he's probably gold ranked in Overwatch. He immediately drops a score of any paid game with microtransactions, a move I agree with, and he really loves aliens. And anything that looks like aliens, and anything that can be remotely traced back to aliens, and I'm pretty sure he fantasizes about the day he can be a xenomorph that fucks pogs. As always, there are exceptions to any rule, and that's especially true when talking about someone's taste. I know, for instance, that he loves Rocket League, something that defies nearly all of the traits I just listed. Nonetheless, this is about what I've been able to piece together from what I've seen. I could be completely off base here, but that's kind of my point. I don't know, because nowhere on either his YouTube channel or his website does he provide an easy to find and understand explanation of what it is he values in a game, or even art in general. I'm not calling out Jim in particular at all. I could point to 50 different critics who suffer from this problem and 15 websites that let them. Hell, I suffer from this problem. You guys probably have a vague grasp on what I like, but you don't really know, do you? And that's fine, because I haven't told you yet. I remember when I was a kid I'd read Game Informer all the time. And at the beginning of every issue they'd have a page introducing the critics where they'd say what their favorite games and genres were. It was pretty surface level, but it was a good start and let me weigh what they liked against what I liked without having to read 50 reviews and attempt to triangulate where their tastes lie. If we as critics want to truly inform people with our opinions, then we need to do our best to make sure our audience understands the perspective we're coming from. So, in that vein, hi, I'm Ryan Seals. Here are 9 of my favorite games, though there are several more I consider to be just as good as any of these. I am partial to ultra fast-paced action games, character-driven stories that have a lot of humor and personality to them, but aren't afraid to get bleak, games that take risks and show me things I've never seen before, and games that let me explore with a purpose. My favorite genre of game is most likely the action RPG, but as you can see from these 9, I enjoy much more beyond that. Some of my favorite musicians at the moment are Jeff Rosenstock, Run the Jewels, Devin Townsend, Blank Banshee, and Death Grips. My favorite TV shows are Community and BoJack Horseman. My favorite books are anything by Kurt Vonnegut and House of Leaves. I am an equally large sucker for things that are campy and willfully dumb, and postmodernist, deconstructionist meta-garbage. There are certain games I think are solid mechanically, but don't like due to their politics or feeling just too generic. I frequently spend a lot of time hitting the lab in games like Melee, Street Fighter, and Devil May Cry, and what I care about more than anything else is that the things I like feel genuine and human, or at least let me violently body someone or something. Nice to meet you all. I hope you all enjoy your stay. I love you all. Peace.